All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our final match of the day. This is going to be Olympus taking on the Crusaders, a 12v12 match for the first time in a little while for TC. So we're seeing a more complete roster for them, which should be pretty interesting today. Looks like a standard starting roster for Olympus. So these will be the two teams squaring off with basically their complete squads as far as we're concerned for tournament purposes. Limits are 12v12 limits, which means 3 ninjas, notably. 2 elves, 2 chemists, 2 medics, 3 heavies, 3 soldiers, and then one of each of archer, assassin, engineer, mage, necro, pyro, and scout. So, with 15 seconds left to go, we've got a pretty exciting match today. I'm going to be your lead commentator, Bosuke, joined by my good friend Carson.
Yo, hey CTFers.
And we're going to be taking you through this match today. So, we've already got TC setting up early in their flag room, G. Henry on Pyro as expected. Lawton back today for the first time in a little while, playing on Assassin. And then Ash playing defensive medic here as well. We've already got a fight brewing between Participated and Killer in the OP tunnel. Killer actually doing a good job of juking Participated's elf shots, but the rest of the team going back to that sponge and stalling Killer as much as possible. Interesting new player on offense today is Iceman on Mage, but Mario has made it out of the flag room on Elf here as well, so slightly off rolls there for the side of Olympus. Looks like Mario may go down here as G. Henry catches him with the Frenzy, but now Iceman is going out the back with a Mage steal. Already some flashy approaches here from Olympus as Iceman tries to take the flag out top. Carson, what do you make of this?
I think this may be honestly just a lot of confidence from Olympus. I think Iceman was I believe he was a last minute addition to the roster for this match. I know he may not have been intending to play for this. So I think they really just needed a player on offense, and they decided if this is going to be a match against an underdog team, then we could just see what works and what doesn't. It's really interesting though, honestly.
Yeah, also notably Sam on Chemist here, trying to make his way out, but caught in a web. We did also see a Mage take down an offensive Mage, as Kev is not playing Archer on here, he's playing Mage himself. We're going to see Justin go out the middle on Chemist, knocked back by Kev, who is having a pretty big impact so far already. We're going to see MH try and cut Justin off here, but he takes the high ground route to escape the heavy, and he's now going to drop back down into his medic, get some support, get knocked away briefly by Kev, and actually a lot of kills coming through there for TC, as now Justin's been isolated by one. The medic is still with him, though, and that's probably going to be the end of that as far as TC's good attempts to recover here. Justin now trying to cross the map. He's going to be dropping down into his own spawn tunnel, but Swit has a steal more or less going out the same way. Gets caught by Duxfan, who is playing Pyro today for Olympus, and Slurp is their defensive medic, as we see Justin capture here. So definitely some role reversals going on here for Olympus. They seem to be having a little bit of fun with this match, although MH is actually able to take down Duxfan just walking into the flag room. It doesn't look like there's going to be anyone there to really follow up on the threat, though. So,
Yeah,
already a fast start to the game for Olympus. Any takeaways?
I think we are seeing some success from their off rolls, despite them, not being as traditional as normal. Iceman is actually probably playing a little bit more defensively here, which is to be expected as mage. I did see Ozzy on Assassin, and he still is on Assassin, so that's another off roll for them. He's usually an insane bulk off player for them, um, and we're seeing pushes still coming together and still being successful for Olympus, which is good to see for them.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see Aussie on Assassin, as well as Dave going on offense here on Scout to support the rest of his team. Aussie, it is worth noting, does play a fair amount of Assassin in PPMs from time to time, as G. Henry is swapped away from the flag holder by Dave. Sam is now heading out the front entrance. Kev trying to freeze and slow him down as MH has moved over to the Ninja, as noted before. Getting a lot of damage in on Sam. Juan's caught up as well. The Frenzy comes down, and the name is Sam. Is now dead on Chemist. Looks like there's going to be a race to get back to the flagpole, though, as we do see one of the Chemists and Elves there try and steal for Olympus. One takes down Mario with the Assassinate right as he steals. So 4 minutes in, TC is starting to hold a little bit, but already Olympus has gotten a bunch of threatening steals, and we haven't really seen anything too serious from the TC offense.
Yeah, right now I'm just seeing Diamond Girl as their offensive medic trying to make her way across the map. Essentially alone here, so I'm wondering if yeah, we do see Blue Michelin on Soldier offense. She does have a good bit of experience on offense with Soldier, so that's good to see. And we've got 2 soldiers coming in actually, attempting to come in from the back with Diamond Girl supporting them, but again, they're just being held up really well by the PvP heavy defense of Olympus.
So we had a flurry of steals there on the other side, Olympus getting a bunch of them, but now only Sam has really made it out of the flag room alone. He's trying to take the sponge to middle where he'll have a bit more support, but does go down before he can reach his medic. G. Henry held off the majority of the steals, but all of Olympus offense got in, and that's not really a good sign for TC going forward. G. Henry now was only on 2 hearts in the flag, as Ash is now finally able to catch back up with him and heal him up. We do have a big fight brewing in the middle of the map here as Olympus defense chases TC offense. However, Bloom and Diamond Girl have escaped the worst of it and are now crossing top mid, while Swit comes in from Olympus's spawn side. So interesting setup here for TC. They might actually get a few players in. Looks like Swit has more or less been spotted out as she's going to be chased by Rhodes, but Sam has a steal on the other side.
Yeah, as Chemist, he doesn't have a whole lot in front of him here. If these ninjas can die really quickly, and Lawton almost gets the assassinate there, but they have good game sense to block there. Sam continuing down the map as Chemist. We saw a steal from Laurinia as Soldier, but she goes down within the flag room to Fleetcourt, who, another off-roll for Olympus, is on Ninja here.
Yeah, definitely. Now, Lawton almost gets the assassinate there on the way in, but Sam, fortunately aware enough to block it. Food Court roams further out on Ninja as Mario gets a backup steal here for Olympus. Now, we're going to see Mario go out far side. He does have Killer in front of him, but since he's on Soldier, he's going to be able to wall climb up and avoid the worst of the damage. Killer commits up to the high ground, but actually was initially juked over that allowed G. Henry to catch back up. G. Henry AFK for a second as Justin steals. Justin, interesting situation for him right now. He's gone down, but is going back with Ninja to try to get over to it. Food Court now has a steal for the side of Olympus. He's also Ninja heading out towards mid. He is going to have a pass here to Justin if he chooses to use it. Justin does pick up the flag and is crossing over mid now himself. Italian Penguin does have a steal on the other side, but will go down. Justin is quite low. If anyone's able to catch him, they'll be able to kill him, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Dave picks up the flag next to the flagpole for the cheeky scout cap, and that's going to be that. Olympus takes the 3-0 map 1 against TC. The favorites, even on a few off rolls, looking pretty dominant there.
I definitely have to agree. I think the offense of TC really struggled to get across the map, honestly, and they they had a good couple of steals there, and I think by that point, by the time they had gotten out, it was the flag carrier by themselves, and not getting a lot of support because the rest of the team had simply just died and were at spawn. So I wonder if we're looking to get into a quick start here with no pause, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the teams are definitely looking to start quickly, but it's going to be a 3-minute break, I believe. So both teams are ready. Both teams probably taking a little bit of time to de-stress, have some fun. I don't think either team is super stressed about the way things have gone so far, as it has been a little bit of an expected result, but definitely TC, you'll want to see them step things up a little bit more to compete in this match, or at least give Olympus a run for their money here and there. With that in mind, the lack of swaps means that both teams are pretty confident in their roster, or at the very least not able to swap players out because they've only got 12 people around for the match. We're actually going to get a quick expedited start here in the next few seconds as the referees have elected to allow the requests of both teams. So we're going to start things off here on Rundown, a map which is known for mobility offense, especially soldiers and elves being able to take advantage of it. TC has played this before many times, as has Olympus. Both teams got wiped out on this map in week 1. Olympus by TB, TC by Annihilation. And we immediately have a first steal here from Dave going out to middle on Ninja, purling over towards his side of the map. He's actually close to some TC players, so he might get caught here, and actually does by Swit, purling in just the wrong direction as Kev has a steal on the other side going out as Scout. The Pass comes through to Italian Penguin, who is now halfway across the map. He doesn't have skulls readily on him, but Aussie has a steal on the other side, and we may see Olympus commit to that a little bit more as well. Still, Italian being held up, a lot of archer pressure on him. The Pyro whiffs Frenzy as he gets swapped away at the worst possible moment, but Death Tag is still out. Dave gets the kill and the recovery, and Italian goes down. Aussie's on Elf on the other side of the map. Swit attempts the backup steal there, but there's just really nothing for her. And despite the early scare, Olympus are up 1-0.
Yeah, Sam runs right past the flag and gets the steal after coming back to it. I think a lot of Olympus defense may have been caught off guard or something. Like they're getting these scout steals, and Henry is up in an offensive position here. I think.
Yeah,
Team,
TC
yeah.
are really just all in on offense. The whole team is coming into the flag room now, and Italian Penguin has the flag again as a result. Lawton coming in to try and assassinate. There was a brief pass to G. Henry there, and really these teams are making life hell for Mr. Ant87, who has to keep track of all of the captures and passes during this match. With that said, the name is Sam is going to be able to walk things in here on Chemist, and Aussie has an immediate backup steal on the other side with Elf. We might be approaching speedrun territory here for Rundown, as TC, even with their whole team pressing on offense, are not really able to generate offensive opportunities right now. They're trying to clear the flag room again, and they should be able to make it out with a steal from Swit here, but she goes down immediately. Ducks fan still alive in the flag room. Diamond Girl held back as well, and Aussie has another capture. We have an immediate counter steal from Sam again, and TC are just ignoring it. They're sending the whole team across the map. Some of them are getting picked off by archers here. In fact, a lot of them are. We are going to have an attempt at a ninja steal there from MH, but instead Ash picks up the flag with support from G. Henry. Eor's trying to hold her back, but she's made it out of the flag room. Ducks fan actually helps knock her forward in addition to the mage. Assassinate there from Food Court, though, takes out Ash. Sam is already at the flag, but there is going to be one last steal attempt from Kev on Scout, trying to get out. Gets caught by Aussie, and that's going to be game. A very fast win there from Olympus. Pretty entertaining stuff as TC really went all in on the steal, but just not enough to be able to overcome the massive advantage Olympus had throughout the course of this match. And as a result of going all in on offense, the caps came pretty quickly on the other side. So pretty fast second map there. Good attempt from TC overall today, but at the end of the day, it was another dominant win for Olympus.
Yeah, wow, that was a very chaotic end there. TC may have been trying to emulate Rocks with their infamous everyone on offense type of strategy, and it almost worked a couple of times there. They got solid steals, but again, they left their flag room empty, and after every steal that we saw from Olympus get across the map, there was someone waiting on backup there, just shifting in the flag room. So really entertaining stuff. As far as player of the game goes, it would have to, it's going to be an Olympus player due to the win. I'm not really sure exactly. I know we saw the name is Sam and Aussie both get 2 caps on offense here on the second map, if that means anything, considering there was an empty flag room.
Yeah, hard to really say over the course of this match. With that said, I do want to point out that Ducks fan actually did hold pretty well in his off-roll of Pyro against the entirety of TC's offense, with some support as well. So could be worth giving it to the defense that were able to survive TC's onslaught on map 2.
That's a good point, honestly. If I had to give it to someone, I guess it would have to be Ducks fan, who survived an entire team, literally an entire team, W keying after him on offense. So would you say Ducks fan is appropriate for this?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you. Both teams, of course, showing us some interesting stuff today, so very fun match to spectate, and congratulations to Ducks fan for being awarded Player of the Game for his excellence on Pyro. I do see the potential there for Olympus to get some people in to interview. Looks like we probably should have set things up with them a little bit sooner, but with that in mind, I do think we can try and grab one of the Olympus players here for an interview. But
Yeah, I think yeah, an exception to the rule with Renee's enthusiasm may be necessary here.
All right. Well, let's bring Renee in then. Hello, Renee. Congratulations on your very exciting match with Olympus. Definitely some 500 IQ strategies there from TC, which were very fun to see. How'd you guys feel the match went?
Um, it felt really, really good. So I mean, like, I'm pretty sure we won 3-0, 3-0. So that was good. But in all seriousness, I feel like Olympus just had a lot of coordination on their end offensively. They knew where we would split them up, and they kind of knew how to anticipate that accordingly. So I think that they're very familiar with TC's play style, and they took that to their advantage.
Yeah, it was interesting to see Kev on Mage on map 1. Is that something you guys have prepared at all, or is that just from past experience?
He's pretty confident with that class, and we figured that we were pretty knowing of what the outcome would be today. So we just kind of wanted to have as much fun with it as we could, and we really did. We were having a blast in call, yelling, screaming, Kev screaming on Mage, all that good stuff. So
Yeah, a classic TC call, if you will. So, we do have to talk about map 2 and TC's strategy for that. Whose call was that at the end of the day?
Um, all of ours collectively, I think Ash was actually the one who brought it up, and our team was actually criticized by her very early on for not trolling earlier than we should have. And so I think that once she suggested it, there was not a single person who said, no, that's an awful idea. We just all very collectively jumped on the train and, just excelled as far as we could with that.
And hey, it almost worked on the first cap. We did see Italian Penguin get out to mid. Olympus, of course, being your former team, did show up today as well. Any thoughts on some of their roles and the stuff they were playing?
I thought very early on in the first map, choosing to put both Mario or participated and Food Court on Ninja really kind of threw us off. For some reason, their skins look a little bit similar to me, at least me personally. So it was hard to tell who was who, but eventually it did kind of work out in their favor because I believe Food Court was actually the one who had that final push into a ninja cap, which he then passed over to secure their third and final cap for that match. So I'm pretty happy with how that worked out for them, especially on that forefront.
Yeah, Skin Mind Games apparently a bit too strong for TC. I think we would have seen TC pull out the game even more convincingly otherwise. But congratulations again on your dominant win against Olympus there, Renee. And we hope to see more of TC in the coming weeks. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So, again, very entertaining match between Olympus and the Crusaders. Congratulations again to Ducks Fan 101 for winning player of the game with his dominant pyro performance. And we hope everyone in the stream had an enjoyable time today. We hope to see more of Olympus and TC in future weeks. With that said, it'll have to be the playoffs for Olympus, as that was going to be their last match of the group stage of this CTF league. They're going to be having a bye next week, but TC are going into a pretty decisive match against Fotia, with the winner likely coming out with 7th place in the seedings and an easier route in the lower bracket. So, with that all in mind, thanks again to everyone for joining the stream. We hope to see all of you next week for some pretty exciting matches, TC's match included. See you then.